Yo, what's going on, guys on YouTube? It's Simple Clay. We are back at it again with another Madden 26 Ultimate Team video today. In today's video for you guys, we have the new playoffs program in Madden 26. It officially just came out around 15 minutes by the time I am recording this, so I am able to get out the content to you guys much more earlier than usual. Basically, in this video, we're going to be going over all the new players. We're going to be going over, what you need to do. First things first, when it comes to this promo, it's going to be a really big promo, so this is going to be, this really could help you out for like the longevity when it comes to like this playoff promo, because again, we're gonna be heading to the wild card weekend, we're gonna be heading to the divisional round weekend, and then officially the conference championship weekend, and then that will lead us to the Super Bowl program, which will be coming out after the last two teams remaining in the playoffs to face off in the Super Bowl for that Vince Lombardi trophy. So yeah, guys, if you guys are going to enjoy today's video and you do want to see more Madden 26 Ultimate Team content, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification bell so you do get notified every time we drop a new video. And yeah, let me guys know in the comment section how you guys are feeling about this playoff program. All right, y'all, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and get into the catalog, because that's probably like going to be the first thing that we usually are going to be probably doing every single time we do these types of videos for new promos, especially like a big promo like the playoffs promo, because I mean, we're in the postseason now. Like, all teams are now going to the postseason, you know what I'm saying? And as you guys see, we have two LTD cards right here. So basically these two LTDs are both going to be the teams that did represent the #1 seed in both conference. So for the AFC, we have the Denver Broncos, which is Bo Nix, and the NFC, we have the Seattle Seahawks, which is going to be Boye Mafe. So it's a little unfortunate that, if you are looking to build like a Broncos theme team or a Seahawks theme team, unfortunately that if you are going to be able to get these cards, they're going to be LTDs and they're going to be really, really super expensive. Like, we'll go ahead and take a look at Bo Nix for just a second here. He's already 2.6 million coins, maybe 3 million coins. Again, these cards did just came out, so prices are not officially wrapping up right here. But yeah, if you are looking to build like a Broncos or Seahawks team, I'm kind of sorry for you, because you did get LTDs. Yeah, they're higher overalls, but they're going to be a lot more expensive. As you guys see, we also do have a ton of 94 overall cards. So again, I believe except for the Broncos and Seahawks, every other team did get a champion card right here. For the Buffalo Bills, we have Dalton Kincaid. For the Houston Texans, we have CJ Stroud. The Jacksonville Jaguars, we have Cole Van Lanen, I think that's his name. For the Carolina Panthers, we have Christian Roseboom right there. For the Green Bay Packers, we have the Xavier McKinney. Chicago Bears, Jalen Johnson. Omar Spites for the Los Angeles Rams. The San Francisco 49ers got Jake Brindle. Saquon Barkley got the Philadelphia Eagles champion. Khalil Mack got the Los Angeles Chargers champion right there. And I believe we also have Cameron Hayward for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the last but certainly not least, we have Stephon Diggs for the New England Patriots. You guys might be thinking, what's up with this Warren Sapp card? This Warren Sapp card is basically a card that you get if you do end up winning the Super Bowl in the new playoffs format of the head-to-head event. So if you are able to go win the Super Bowl, you guys are able to get, I believe you get playoff victory vouchers, and you're able to get a 94 overall Warren Sapp. Now, I don't know if this guy does get all 32 team cams. Looking pretty nice right there. Yeah, let me just see if he does get. So no, he does not get all 32 team cams. So I still think these playoff cards are pretty solid. Now, these playoff cards do get a bit of a discount ability. I think it's like a couple AP discount abilities from like these general buckets right here, but they do get like a couple like 1 AP. They also have like a couple 2 AP. Let me see if this guy gets Dom. He does get Dom. So Dom right now, double or nothing, is basically, it used to be 3 AP, but because this is a discount ability, you're only going to be able to use 2 AP on it. So that actually is kind of a big difference right there. Also, the X Factor is basically the same as it has been in the past. So that's how you guys are able to get that Warren Sapp card right there. And then we also have some hero cards. I'm not really going to go over the hero cards at this current moment. And then this Cole Bishop right here is actually a card that you do get from the CPU event. So if you don't really like playing online and you are just thinking about, just grind the crap out of the CPU event, then in my opinion, I think the Cole Bishop card is absolutely worth it. You do get this card if you do up win the Super Bowl in the CPU event. And all it really takes is adding victory tokens in order to get this guy up to a 94 overall, which is actually pretty cool right there. He does not get all 32 team cams. He only gets the Buffalo Bills because that's the current team he is playing on, and that's the only team he's ever been able to play on. And then these type of cards right here, the Tyrus Steen and Luke Musgrave cards, these cards are cards that you get from the welcome pack. Again, I don't have my welcome pack right now, so I really can't be able to showcase you guys that in this video, but basically you're going to be taking these cards right here, and they can only be upgraded to an 88. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think in the EA stream they did say that if you pick a team, if you pick a card that team's basically goes to the playoffs, and they, let's say like you pick like the Philadelphia Eagles right now, and if they do happen to beat the 49ers, then I believe that card you have to spend your victory tokens. But if they do win, you only have to spend, I believe, like 1 coin on the card to upgrade the card, and it'll keep going and going until, you know, eventually we get to the Super Bowl. And these cards, I believe, can't get up to 94s, but again, you're already able to only pick up one of these cards at, you know, to be able to get to a 94. So I would honestly kind of choose wisely to determine whether or not if you guys do want your cards for the Steam team. Me personally, I've actually switched out to a Titans Steam team because I think the Titans Steam team is actually becoming one of my favorite theme teams in the game. A lot of these cards are pretty solid. And also we have these like wild card win receipts right here. If I'm not mistaken, you're going to determine whether or not you think the Houston Texans are going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. I don't know what these will, you know, convert into, but we'll just have to see. And obviously you got your generic playoff sets right here, you know, turning from 84s to 86s to 88s to the hero cards, and you put your hero cards into the 94 overall champion cards right there. Now we're gonna go over to these solo challenges right here. These solo challenges right here, we have the playoffs solos right here. We do have, I believe, 12 challenges because we do have 12 NFL playoff teams going against each other this upcoming wild card weekend right here. And basically you're going to be able to get, you know, a couple of B&T players and these victory vouchers. You got your playoff solos right there. And then we're going to get into the couple field passes here. If the game will load right here. We have the playoffs field pass right here. So this playoffs field pass right here, again, this is going to be a really long promo, so you're going to have a lot of time when it comes to this field pass to be able to complete it. That doesn't mean you are able to complete it today. That means we are going to have to wait probably like a week or two to potentially get this entire field pass done. Basically, playing your solo challenges will be able to grant you some XP. I believe you don't need any playoff players for just the challenges, but you are going to need playoff players for the statistical stats right here. As you guys see, you're going to be able to get 12,000 playoff XP right here, and you have to be able to make sure to put in 2 playoff players in your lineup. They could literally be backup players in your lineup too. So free 12,000 XP right there. Also, completing sets will grant you some XP. It's not going to be that much playoff XP, but if you do need to grant some more, if you need to get some more playoff XP, this is another way to go and get the playoff XP. And then winning games when it comes to like head-to-head, solo seasons and playoff events, and also just playing the games in general, you're going to be able to get yourself some playoff XP. And then some of the rewards here, again, you're going to be getting some vouchers, you know, the victory vouchers. You're going to be able to get some 84 plus B&D players, 86 plus playoffs player pack, or 750 victory vouchers right here. And then I believe there's an 80 plus overall B&D player or 1,500 vouchers. I believe at the very end, if I'm not mistaken, here's a 91 plus overall B&D playoffs player pack, or you get 2,500 victory vouchers. At the end of the field pass, you guys are actually able to get a free 94 overall B&D playoffs fantasy pack. I absolutely love this reward. The fact that you're able to get us, like EA's granting this us for free, and like you don't even need to like spend money in order to get this card, and it's a fantasy pack too. Absolute W from EA. Seriously, shout out to EA for that. That is absolutely a big step in the right direction. And then we have another playoffs field pass. It's a forecast one. Now this one is really interesting. It says right here, tune in on Tuesdays following each playoff round to earn victory tokens with correct forecast, rewarding faster field pass progress. So I believe what this means is if you choose a team that you think is going to win wildcard weekend and they do end up winning, you'll be able to get some playoff victory tokens. I believe that's what you're going to be able to use your forecast tokens on, and use those tokens to get playoff victory tokens. And then you use your victory tokens to go ahead and put in like the welcome pack players or Cole Bishop cards. So that's really cool right there. Actually, I will say that's a really interesting way, you know, how they are going about this. We also do have the events tab right here. So as you guys can see, here's the CPU event right here. So basically, if you do want to win a Super Bowl in the CPU event, that's where you are going to be able to get your Cole Bishop card. And basically, in order to get to the playoffs, you have to win 5 games out of, I believe, 8, or maybe it's 7 games. You just cannot lose 3 games. If you lose 3 games, you have to restart. You're going to have to go back to the very beginning and, you know, finish the entire of the regular season. But if you do make it to the playoffs, you will get 340 victory vouchers. If you do wind up going to the Super Bowl and winning every playoff game you have, you'll be able to get 1,000 victory vouchers. And then right here is where if you win the Super Bowl, you're going to get 400 victory vouchers, and then you're going to get Epic Season 5 Events Player Pack, as well as I believe you do get the token in order to go ahead and put that into the Colt Bishop card right there. So really cool. I actually think the CPU event might be pretty good this time around, which I really hope it is, because I feel like the past couple of CPU events have not been really good. And then basically the same exact format here. It's basically the same thing in the online head-to-head one, but it's just gonna be better rewards because you're actually playing against real players. 5 wins if you do make it to the playoffs, 1,375 victory vouchers. If you do end up going to the Super Bowl, you actually get 8,250 victory vouchers, which is actually really good. So that's definitely a big time W right there. And then if you go on to win the Super Bowl, even if you lose the Super Bowl, you do get 8,000 victory vouchers. But if you do not win the Super Bowl for the first time, you are going to get the 8,000 victory vouchers. But you do get a legendary Season 5 Events Player Pack, which I don't really know what that is. But I also believe you do get a token that will allow you to go ahead and claim 94 Raw Warren Sapp right there. So, and by the way, that card is auctionable too. So if you do want to sell that for coins, be my guest, go ahead and do that. But yeah, that's basically it for the events tab right there. The Season 5 Field Pass right here. We did get some new program XP. So if you guys do end up having 2 playoff players in your lineup, all you guys got to do is score 70 touchdowns, and you can get 175,200 XP, as well as an 84 plus overall playoffs player pack right here. I'll actually move my camera so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you do get 70 touchdowns, you're gonna be able to get an 84 plus playoffs player pack right here, which is auctionable, and 175,200 XP right there, which is really cool. So definitely major shout out to EA for the amount of XP they're giving us when it comes to like these programs and all that stuff, because it really makes leveling up this field pass a lot more rewarding. It feels really good, you know, we actually are able to level up this field pass right there. So now I think the last thing we are going to be doing is going to the store, but we do have a playoffs mini fantasy pack. This is basically your generic step offers right here. It's 75,000 coins or 300 MUT points. You do get 1 to 2 A6 plus playoff players, your choice of 1 to 2 A4 plus playoff players. Let me know if you guys do want to see maybe like a little like mini short or something like that of like me opening this pack. Right now, I'm not going to do it because I don't really think it's really that worth it. But if you do not want to spend money, then be my guest, go and spend some coins. We have a playoffs champ opportunity pack, 191 or 94 raw playoffs champion, or an LTD while available. So you are able to potentially pull an LTD. You're also going to be able to get an 88 plus overall playoffs player and 1 86 plus playoffs player. Odds on this are pretty solid. You got 52% chance of a 94 plus, so that's pretty cool right there. And then you have a mystery pack, which is basically just a 1 coin pack. It's literally anything in the game. And then you have a Playoffs Pro Platinum pack for basically $50. That's pretty expensive. You get 2 91 plus playoff players, 2 88 plus playoff players, 1 80 or 85 platinum player, and then you're guaranteed an 84 plus platinum player right here. So the odds to get a champion are not bad. You do have a 45% chance, but the odds of getting a limited type card, which is the Bo Nix or Boye Mafe, are only 6.3% chance. So not really the best odds in terms of like, you know, potentially getting something insane, but the platinum players will help you out for making a lot of coins. And then you got another mystery pack right there. And then this is the playoffs champ guarantee bundle. It's a 94 basically a guaranteed champ for playoffs, and then 1 88 plus playoff player right here. The odds in 88 plus aren't really that great, so don't expect anything crazy out of that. And then the last step up offer is a Playoffs Pro LTD opportunity bundle. You're going to be guaranteed a champion, but you do have, I believe it's a 50% chance. Yes, a 50% chance of getting the Boye Mafe or Bo Nix. So if you are able to, if you guys are wanting to, you know, search for those cards and potentially pack them, this is probably the pack for you. 1 to 91 plus playoffs fantasy pack, you have a 41% chance of a 94 plus. So really, it's not like entirely expensive. I think this will cost you maybe under $200, maybe like around like 160, 170. I'm obviously not going to do it. I don't think it's worth it. I got like 4.2 million coins. It's absolutely not worth it for me personally, but if you guys are looking to spend some money, I think that's probably the good way to go about it. We also do have some beginner offers right here. Actually, before I get into that, we have a playoffs B&D booster bundle, which is 2 A6 plus B&D playoff players, 3 A8 plus B&D playoff players, and then 2 91 plus B&D playoff players. Now, there's maybe one offer I might consider doing. Is probably this one, because I actually think this is not a bad offer when it comes to, you know, potentially getting some good players. Yes, they're B&D and they'll quick sell for very minimal training. I think it's like a core of the train that they're normally going for, but I will say, if you are thinking about, getting some solid players for your team, then I think this is actually a pretty good offer for you. And even like the 91 plus, you have a 23% chance of 94 plus. It's not the best odds, but much better than what we got in the past. So that's pretty cool right there. Playoffs Prime Elite Fantasy Pack. You get a choice of 1, 2, 91 plus playoff players, your choice of 2 or 3 86 plus playoff players, and then your choice of 1, 2, 88 plus overall elite players right here. 45% chance of 94 plus, pretty solid in my opinion. I think that one's actually pretty solid. Don't open the $100 bundle. These things are never worth it, in my opinion, unless you're just absolutely rich and have nothing else to spend money on. Now, I guess be my guest, but we also do have some beginner offers. You have a 100-point option, which is 3 86 plus B&D playoff players. Not bad for, basically $1. I mean, if you just have $1 laying around, might as well go and do it. There was a 1 coin option. I didn't get anything good. It was like an 84 plus B&D playoff player. Only got an 84. We have some playoffs packs for here. I always say this, guys, don't spend your coins on the packs. Might as well go out there and buy the players that you really want. But the odds on these actually aren't the worst thing in the world. So, I mean, maybe I could try a couple of these out. Maybe if you guys do want to see a video of that, let me know down in the comment section down below. And then you also have, your playoffs tab right here. We also do have an 84 plus overall playoffs player pack right here. I would say this: if you are going to be thinking about spending your training on rerolls, right now is probably the best time, because cards are really expensive, because the market just got inflected when it comes to like these playoff cards, and we don't really know what the true value of these playoff cards are really going to go for. So if you are thinking about opening the rerolls right now, I'd say it's the best time to do it. I had around like 55,000 training. I opened like maybe roughly around like 10 or 11 of these. I did get like 188, which is pretty solid, but the rest of them were not really that great. But I was able to get some pretty good coins from it. And then you have your victory voucher story here. So this is basically where you could be using that V currency, the little V currency next to the season tickets tab, the currency, the top of the screen. For basically 1,810, you're able to get a playoffs victory token. You're actually able to get 50 of these, which I think is absolutely insane. Again, I believe these do go into the welcome pack players, or even like the Warren Sapp, or no, not Warren Sapp, the Cole Bishop card. So if you are looking to get some victory tokens right there, go ahead and do that. You also have some, your generic rolls. Don't ever open these unless it's maybe like the very ending of the promo, when the playoff vectors currency coin wise is really cheap, and maybe you can make some coins off this. I would just say don't do it right now. You have your 91 overall playoffs fantasy pack right here for 11,205. Victory vouchers, solid if you want to make coins, but other than that, don't really consider it worth it, honestly. You have a B&D one, so if you need one specifically for your team, then go for it. You have a auctionable one, which is 44,195 victory vouchers, which it's kind of steep in my opinion. I don't really know how expensive these 94 overalls are going to really be, but we'll have to see later down the road. And then if you do want to get a free one, a B&D playoffs fantasy pack right here, 94 overall, it's going to cost you 18,080 victory vouchers right here. And then these ones here are a little confusing, but if I'm not mistaken, I think these will basically unlock every single weekend throughout the playoffs. So like this one right here will unlock on January 10th. Right now it's the 8th, so basically 2 days by the time recording this. This will unlock, and you're able to get, I believe, just an 85 overall, probably like the welcome pack players, so I have to guess. And then the divisional round, this will unlock next Saturday. You're going to be able to get another one of these, but it's going to cost you a little bit more. And then the final one on conference championship weekend, the 85 overall playoffs team rep fantasy pack will unlock for 18,080, which is kind of insane, because I'm pretty sure what this means is this will be an 85. This 85 will probably turn to maybe like an 88, or maybe like even a 91 if I had to guess. I'm guessing it's probably either like a 90 or maybe like a 91. And then this one would probably turn to maybe like a 93 or like a 94 overall. So actually pretty cool in my opinion that they're going about that. Again, there was also like an 88 plus B&D playoff train revolt. And again, good, I got like an 88 long snapper. I think that's pretty much it, guys, when it comes to the playoffs promo. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, I hope this breakdown kind of helped you guys out when it comes to this playoff promo and what to expect going forward. When it comes to, hopefully, I'm expecting this to be a pretty good promo. It's only part one. I understand some people are a little bit underwhelmed and are really overwhelmed when it comes to a lot of stuff in the playoff promo. But yeah, make sure to drop a like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Peace out.